if you imagine your two different brain hemispheres were like two different personalities, then you could understand a lot of what's going on in everything. So you already know that like your left hemisphere, right, that controls your right side, it's very like arithmetic, sequential. It's this, then that. This is good, this is bad. At this point, then you do this. It's very, very myopic or very small focused. Meanwhile, there's the other hemisphere that deals with like harmonies, melodies, emotions. The things that are like, that's my favorite color, but I don't know why it's my favorite color. All the things that you have that feeling in your chest and your brain goes whatever, and you know something but you can't explain it, that's the other side, the other hemisphere. Now what happens in today's day and age is because we've got these algorithms that are designed to maximize on engagement, whichever hemisphere is even slightly dominant is the one that it's going to be feeding. It's going to keep building up on that. I'll give you some examples on how I get around that. But what happens is if you lived in the real world, it doesn't matter what you thought you knew, you'd be forced into examining other sides of things all the time. Imagine you're super emotional and you don't really ever consider any sort of rational type argument. You're super pretty, you've got money, whatever. Like, you don't have to worry about these things. You can act as crazy as you want to. You're going to get what you want to. In the real world, there's not going to be Google. There's just going to be what somebody said, and that somebody's going to be there when you fuck up. And they don't have to say, I told you so, because you don't have just like people sending you 50 to 100 to 1,000 million likes. So you're not distracted with like the idea that I've got to get this money so I can pay this bill on Friday. You're like, all I need is the roof that's already over my head, the food that's already there, and to maintain a good relationship, because if I get kicked out of the community, I'm dead. And that's where our chasing of this money and status comes from. The second you get more money, you want to spend it so that way you can get to another community. And once you get to that community, you're afraid to leave that community, which means you're afraid to lose that money whilst you chase more money. The paper, the money that we're chasing, it never had any value outside of our labor. People don't understand. They're like, well, money doesn't have any value. It's not worth anything. Oh, well, then your labor, you getting up and fucking pounding sand or doing whatever the fuck you do to make a paycheck, you're saying that's not worth anything? Because that's what it's connected to. If everybody was a billionaire and I drove up to McDonald's, who's making my Big Mac? Because it sure as hell isn't a billionaire. And who's like, so the billionaires getting my card, flipping the burger, managing, sweeping, like, no. Everybody's a billionaire. You're back to ground zero. You got nothing. We're not competing to try and one up each other. We're competing to try and like please each other better than anyone else could ever please them. So that way we would have what's